This entire thing sounds like most of this industry has got to be stolen cards.
Yeah.
So like it sounds like you were the only person doing it legally and everyone is looking at you like, are you trying to do this legally? Like we were just stealing the cards. What if I told you you could make millions of dollars selling gift cards from Kroger?
Sounds like a side hustle that could become a side headache.
Well, this next caller found out that it was a little too good to be true. Forrest Gump, fake name, real person. You're going through some legal issues right now. What's got you concerned?
Okay. I guess I can talk about my situation. So as a hobby, I buy gift cards and resell them for credit card points.
Okay.
So one of the big plays in this hobby of sorts is buying gift cards at Kroger and earning fuel points. And so I can kind of break down like a simple example of how that works. So
Sure.
Kroger, you buy $1,000 of Home Depot gift cards, and you usually sell this to a gift card buying group. And so you bought $1,000 worth of Home Depot gift cards. You sell them to the group at 90%. That's not, you get $900 just for the gift cards. And at Kroger, every so often they have a sale or a promotion rather, where you earn 4 times the fuel points for every dollar you spend. So buying those $1,000 worth of Home Depot gift cards earns 4,000 fuel points. And usually they buy, and then for this example, they buy the fuel points at $25 per 1,000 fuel points. So for 4,000 fuel points, that's $100. So you're breaking even there, essentially. You're getting $1,000 back for your $1,000 to spend at Kroger.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, still following?
I'm
Yeah.
following. I'm not interested yet, but keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like an incredibly boring way to have the same
It's like
amount
the
of money.
math meme is happening. To
Yeah,
me.
you get credit card points that way. So there's some cards that offer like four times the points on grocery spend.
Okay.
So you can rack up points that way pretty quickly.
So you get, at the end of it, you have the same amount of money after buying and selling this, but you keep the credit card points. You sold the fuel
Essentially.
points at Kroger, but you keep the credit card points. And then on $1,000, what are those credit card points worth?
So there's a card. It's an American Express card. You earn 4 times the points. So at least for this example, you'd be earning 4,000 American Express points. And if you do that enough times, you can get like free plane tickets or.
What's 4,000? Okay, but on this example, we did all this. We did $1,000. What is your profit?
It would be the points, and I think each person
What are the
has
points
about,
worth?
What's in the box?
Maybe a rough valuation would be like 2 cents per point. So
You're making me do so much bad. Okay.
I know, I'm sorry.
So $20? You'd make $20 on that?
I would need a calculator for that.
Okay, so let me just jump in real quick to make sure I understand.
Okay.
I don't think any of the math of how you do your business actually matters.
I think
you
it
resell
matters.
gift cards,
Okay.
you get a profit.
Legally, it doesn't. I'm trying to figure out
Yeah,
the headache level.
But ultimately, you have this service, and you sold the gift cards. And what happened with the gift cards? Why do you have a legal issue right now?
Okay, well there you go. I just wanted to explain kind of
Yeah.
how
I got you.
Okay, okay.
We're more confused
sure.
than when we began, but okay, no, I'm kidding.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is about 2 years ago. So I was doing this play for this group. So I bought a few Amazon gift cards and I sold it to this buying group. And then a couple of months later, they come back and say, we resold it to someone else, and they call it debit. So essentially, if there's a problem with their end buyer that they sold it to, then they come back and then they take back the amount that they paid for it from me.
So you
At
sold
least in
these
their-
cards, you didn't use them,
Yeah,
and they come back and they say, these cards are no good, someone's used them.
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, I know I didn't use them. I know they were activated fine because it says so on the receipt. So I reach out to Amazon. I show them the receipt from Kroger that this is where I bought them from. I bought them personally. I provide them the gift card numbers and everything. And then they say it's already been used.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did they
then
tell
I
you?
go
Did they
back.
give you any information about how they were used?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I think they limit what I think they're limited in what they can say other than it's already been used or the balance is 0. So that's the only information I was able to get. And then I go back to the group and tell them that, and then they say, well, it's on you. And so you're kind of on the hook for that.
Okay, so
That
what kind
much.
of agreement did you have with this group?
So when I joined the
Legal
group,
question.
when I made an account with them, they have like a web portal, and there is a terms of service. And so, I did provide them my information, name, address, email, and then I believe I had to agree to these terms of service. They do have a section in there about delinquent accounts, and it covers if you supposedly sell them bad gift cards, then you're on the hook with them, and they can come back and charge you interest.
What's their website?
Um,
Also, did you sign anything?
It sounds like what you're saying is, Forrest, you signed it when you went onto the website and sold them the cards. You signed online terms and conditions.
I could send. Let me see if I can send in the chat the URL.
While you're looking that up, controversial hot take. Lawyers are probably not going to like this. That's probably the hustle that you should have started off with, because getting 2 cents off of a point doesn't sound like it benefits you. You should have just sold them dirty cards.
Also, I do like how this comedian is telling you how to make money.
Also, can I just say, this entire thing sounds like most of this industry has got to be stolen cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like you were the only person doing it legally, and everyone is looking at you like, are you trying to do this legally? Like, we were just stealing the cards. Like, I feel like that's got to be, that's why I'm asking for the website for this merchant. Like, I feel like they got to know they're buying and selling stolen cards. Like, maybe not yours. Yours were legit. But
right,
just the fact that they're buying these cards. Hey, here's $1,000 worth of Home Depot cards. Okay, I'll give you $800, $900. Why are they're hot? Like for that to be a market. Do you see what I'm saying, buddy?
Sure.
What he's saying is go in there with an alias and sell them bad cards.
You definitely could. They do grab your information. They do have a verification service. I do remember that when you signed up. I think they're partnered with like a third party, so I just sent a picture of my ID. And so they use a third party to verify your identity.
Do we have their website yet? I want the website.
It's in the chat.
It's coming. All right. So let me go back. So you didn't figure out why the cards were a problem. Maybe the group used the cards. Maybe someone else used the cards. Maybe the people did use the cards and the group is just scamming you. But they've now sent you a demand that says we want the full value of the cards plus interest. Is that correct?
They haven't demanded interest, but it's in the terms. It talks about if you're delinquent, then we're allowed to charge interest on top of the so-called delinquent amount.
How much business have you done with them? How much business have you done with them?
Up until then, like tens of thousands.
Oh wow.
With no incident.
Right.
Okay.
So it's just these Amazon cards where they're just coming back to me as they're bad. You need to fix it.
Paulos?
So you bought these from Kroger, but they're Amazon cards, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm not sure if you guys know, and I'm not sure if you've checked in on this, but if you purchased Amazon cards, and first of all, can you get like the number of that card, contact Amazon, see if there was anything spent? Because I'm sure they can track it if it's their card. Even maybe Kroger can find that out.
Kroger can't. Amazon could, but what he's saying is that Amazon either doesn't know or won't tell him when the cards were used. But
exactly, I can't get like the transaction history because they're definitely like they said, there's zero balance. It's already been used, but they want to give me like the granular information of like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to do my wrap. I think I know what I have. I'd love to hear you. We disagree sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So here's my take on this. First lawyer take. We'll have the better lawyer's take in a second, or the older lawyer, however you want to phrase that. Okay. So the industry is mostly stolen cards. There is a legitimate business that does take place. You are a legitimate business person, making, some money, and probably not worth this headache off of this. You've done tens of thousands of dollars of business with them with no incident. That's because you're doing this legally. You're buying the cards, you're activating them, and you're sending them the cards. What they do with it after that, you have no control. You don't know if someone in the buyer's group used these cards. You don't know if someone flipped them and then flipped them and then flipped them again. You don't have any quality control over that. All you control is buying these legally, getting the fuel points, and then selling them. There's a basic legal principle that's true almost everywhere, which is caveat emptor, which is buyer beware. This is an industry that I feel like has a lot of stolen stuff moving in it. My position's going to be, I tell this group, hey, we've done a lot of business together. I've always been legit with you. I don't know what happened, but it isn't me. And if they threaten you to sue you or something,
You have
that's
proof
that's my position.
You
Yeah,
have proof that
you
you've
did it
done
right.
thousands of dollars of business.
You have the receipts for this. You did nothing wrong. The interest rates they're trying to charge are probably illegal. They probably break usury laws.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus just on the last two parts of that. They're going to have to be the ones that come after you,
Yeah.
and they're going to have to prove that you sold them bad cards.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they don't have any proof of that, which
Yep.
is going to get me to my first practical point of advice. In responding to them, you got to go, I gave you legitimate cards. I have the receipts. Show me that give me any proof that says I sent you bad cards. Because once they left and they went to those guys, it's on them.
Yep.
Second part is, if they do decide to come after you for this interest, right now prime rate's 8.5. Add 10 onto that. In Texas, you are allowed under express contract, and if we're looking directly at those terms, they could do compound, but 18.5 is over the maximum limit, and that's where we're talking about usurious interest. There's big penalties over that. There's some exceptions that might apply, but you really only have to cross that bridge when you come to it if they're going to push it. That's why that first practical point is show them the receipts, ask them for theirs.
I just want to throw one more point out here. There's no way, in my opinion, based on what I know right now, right? We only have so much time for this call. These guys are in the business of buying and selling some percentage of stolen cards. I don't think they want that much scrutiny. I don't think they're that ready to go to the courts and then enforce this interest, and then there's discovery, and then it's like, hey, what do you normally do? I don't think they want that kind of light. That's just it's an impression. It's an uninformed one. It's a gut instinct. I think you should sleep well at night. Communicate what we've told you. Hey, I did this right. We've done this right before. I don't know what to tell you. And then it's kind of their problem.
And just as a business practice going forward, and I just found this out because Josh was speaking, like continue to do your legitimate business, get like tens of thousands of dollars, and then just go in for the big heist and like just fuck people over. That's the move, dude. Stop getting pennies when you can get dollars. Like, what are we doing?
It's like a Breaking Bad episode where the
Yeah.
guy makes a car payment at the end of the month.
The comedian non-attorney. Yes. Yeah. There we go. But Forrest, look, this is a frustrating situation. You're a small business owner. You're trying to do right.
Yeah.
It is a problem, and the shakedown that comes from folks, maybe they know there's an issue, and they're just trying to see what will happen if they can get the money back, but they kind of know it's their problem.
Yeah.
So when you get a demand, it's
100%.
oftentimes you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is real, but sometimes those are, someone in their institution is just sending it out, and they really have no idea. So once you respond with the receipts and put them to their proof, it might just go away. Now, that's probably not going to solve the issue with the group if they really do think that you sold them bad cards. But if they were going to act that way, practical problem, you should just move on from them anyways. But I think right now, a limited issue with a good, clear step. Do you feel like you got some clarity on what might be your situation here in the next move?
Yeah, definitely.
You going to sleep
It
a little
sounds
better
like-
tonight?
I think so. It sounds like kind of the burden of proof is on them.
Awesome.
They
I
come
would
up
like
with
4 million credit card points in exchange for this helps. I'm just kidding. All right. I appreciate that, Forrest. Thank you for calling. We're going to go to our next caller. Thank you so much.
I think the number one takeaway from here is you've been hurt by the gift card industry before.
Me?
Yeah, my God. These guys are crooks.
No, I've not been
Oh
hurt.
my
It's just I
gosh.
think it's commonly known that there's a bunch of scams with gift cards. Like it's the quintessential, like the scammer that calls your grandma. The first thing they do is like they send your grandma to Kroger to buy gift cards because it's untraceable at a certain
Yep.
point.
Right.
It's not that I've been burned by gift cards. I've been burned. Okay,
Very defensive. Leave a note in the comments if you think Josh is being very defensive about the gift card industry.
Okay, well then now once you say defensive, there's nothing I could do to look cool.
I'm going to use that. My wife uses that on me. It works every time. Paulos, what do you think? Do you like this business? What do you
sounded
think?
terrible. It sounded like the worst business.
It sounded like the worst hustle in the world. He's like, yeah, I get like about 4,000 points. And we kept on pushing,
How
like,
much
what
is
does
that?
that mean, though? And he was like, well, I guess I get like 2 cents. I was like, what? No, like, do this, like, I really do. Hey, I stand by the, like, finesse them into, then hit them over the head.
I did the math right? That's $20.
I think it is.
Yeah, $20 per 1,000
Oh,
points,
it's
$80
$80, yeah.
So he did all that for $80.
Yeah. So
Sounds
hold
like
on,
a
hold
lot.
on, hold on. One thing I wanted to clarify as well is like, okay, he spends the 1,000 on the gift cards.
Yes.
He technically gets like $900 back.
He loses
from the
money. He's
resale.
losing money on the
You're
first
losing
part. He's
money.
losing money.
And then he's getting another. You lost $20 on this hustle, my guy. is this even a hustle?
Drive for
anymore?
Uber. He's gonna tell us he's a millionaire next.
Oh,
but
100%.
No,
Like,
Look,
I don't.
I'm pretty confident he sent us a photo of his Bentley. So I think you guys are just haters.
Oh, sure.
You wish you'd come up with this business. Office Space 3 is going to
Listen,
be based
I'll
off
give
the
you
same
$20
hustle.
if that's the I don't have to spend 1,000 to give you 20.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to say it's a low profit margin business.
And he called it a hobby. He called it a hobby.
He did call
So
it a
it's
hobby.
not-
He did call it a hobby.
fair.
Okay, but also
Losing
don't-
money is a hobby.
But
for
also,
him.
when we have people that call in that have custody issues, when we have people that call in that are getting evicted, I'm just not going to take it as seriously. Like, this show is the realest show out there when it comes to lawyers. Like, it's like, okay, all right, your confusing hobby isn't making a ton of money. Like, we got him help. I think he knows he's not
Yeah.
effed on it. Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm sorry. I think your advice at the end was like probably the most spot on because I assume that they are actually hustling him. Yeah. Because he's
Correct.
seen.
They
I'm sorry,
probably
buddy.
are. Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry,
probably
Forrest. If you see this part, I promise I'm not trying to clown you, but it seems like they were like, "Oh, it's easy to get over on this guy."
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
yeah.
And I think they're just like hustling him.
Yeah.
And he is like, oh no, I'm gonna get sued.
He's
no,
paying his-
buddy, they're not gonna take you to court because you're right. Once they start doing discovery, they're gonna be like, no. What actually is happening? Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're
I
good,
watched
buddy.
Breaking
And look, if you're the gift card company here and you really don't like it, Paulos' Instagram's back at the beginning of the episode. Just leave him a comment. Let him know if you want to recruit him to be part of your affiliate network.
Buddy, we are gonna get that organization in tip top shape. We're gonna be making some real money. I'm lying. I'm poor. Don't listen.
If you've got a legal issue that you want to make sure gets on the show, make sure to go to our website, barelylegal.show. Submit your call in. We'll try to get you on to be able to talk about it.
Lawyers are expensive, but subscribing to this channel is free. We'll be here when you need us. Call in with your legal issues. It's the Barely Legal Show.